Today, I'm going to start with a story. This is me. I'm 22 years old here, taking a selfie behind a lake in Nicaragua. I was actually really joyful in this picture because I was serving in the mission for 13 days, and I got to experience many things. But one thing that really stood out from that trip is because I met someone. But before I get there, I want you to know that the day one of the mission trip, I was not joyful. I just had broken up with my boyfriend of 2 years, and I just wanted to eat ice cream and stay home and not talk to anybody. But I knew I was supposed to go to the mission. But I'm glad I did, because I met Ashley. She is a 6-year-old, well, she was 6 years old here in this picture, and she's from a little town by the city of Nicaragua. Now, they don't have fresh water, they don't have fresh produce. Most of them eat chips or something, carbs, and they're malnutrition. They don't also, many of them don't even go to school. This school that I went to, they actually built it, and it's called El Faro, which is the lighthouse. And they just teach them basic stuff like math and English. And so it was reading time, and I had asked Ashley what book did she want to read. And she ran over to the library, and she picked up that book, a Scooby-Doo book. And we were sitting next to each other, we opened the book, and I was reading it to her, and she was not even like paying attention to the words, she was looking at the pictures. She just started laughing at Scooby-Doo and doing the crazy stuff he does. And so that made me ask the teacher, do they get TV in Nicaragua? She said, no, most of them don't have TVs. Or if they do have TVs, they only have regular TV, they don't have cable. So saddened by this, I wanted to see her smile. So I pulled out my phone, I YouTube Scooby-Doo, and I showed it to her. And she starts laughing, she starts screaming, oh my God, that's Scooby-Doo. I'm like, yes, it's him. And then all of a sudden, all the kids started surrounding my phone and watching YouTube of Scooby-Doo. So why tell you this story? I tell you this story because we all want to feel loved and appreciated. Now, love is such a powerful word, and now we can use it, and it's frankly overused. We can say, I love pizza, and I love my mom. Now, hopefully you don't mean the same type of love with pizza and your mom. Hopefully you love your mom more, right? So we all want to be loved, and so today I'm going to share what agape love is and how and why we should implement it into our lives. So in the ancient Greeks, they divided the concept of love into 4 different types. Storge, which is love between family, so mother, child, brother, and sister. Philia, which is friendship, companionship, where you travel together for a common goal or interest, and you build that friendship. Eros, romantic, everyone's familiar with this one. And 4, which is agape, the unconditional love, where you put others before you. So agape is selfless, sacrificial, unconditional love, the highest love. It is not talked about, especially not in the TVs nowadays. But I do want to do a disclaimer. Agape is never self-destructive. It is not putting yourself low and making yourself like a maggot and putting others before you. Not at all. Agape builds the soul. It fosters emotional health and self-confidence. It is seeing the person you love being satisfied, and that satisfies you. So now, how do we do this? How do we operate in agape love? So remember the story that I told you about Ashley? I didn't have the language back then, but that was agape love. I didn't want anything in return from Ashley. I just wanted to see her smile and see Scooby-Doo for the first time. So how can we all start doing it now? It is by starting with the people around us, our classmates, our family, our friends, right? Our roommates. Now, no acts of small love is small, like smiling, opening and holding the door for someone, or even a hug. Did you know that a 20-second hug reduces stress and increases oxytocin, which is the bonding and the happiness drug that your brain makes? Now, this is a great start, right? Doing small acts. But one thing needs to be said is our heart posture. How is our heart while we're doing this? Are we doing this for obligation or duty? Are we doing it because we want to get attention from someone? Or are we doing this because we want something in return, then this is not agape love. So now you're asking why? Why do we need agape love? Well, I'm going to give you some data on mental health in the US. 1 in 5 adults experience mental illness. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among people aged 10 to 34, and 75% of people who commit suicide are male. The times we live in are fast-paced, egotistical, selfish, violent, abusive, and dark. But there is hope. When a group of people decide to be the light, it can be all in agape love. Now, it won't be easy, because doing the right thing is never easy, right? I can tell you a story where I'd rather be watching 3 hours of YouTube than talking to my roommate and telling her about her day and asking about her day. Or answering that phone call that's the second phone call that my mom has called, and I'm just like, ignore it, because I want to keep watching Netflix. We're selfish, we're human, that's natural. However, if we want to be more than just our little bubble, our little space, and we want to make a difference in people's lives, we got to step out of that bubble and be uncomfortable. And that was today. Today, I had to get ready, I had to eat, I had to get all my stuff together, and had a late day to my day. I woke up at 10 a.m. today, and my friend calls, and she's crying. So I have a choice here. I can say, hey, can I call you back after my TED Talk? Because I want to practice more. Or do I listen to her and really try to understand what's going on with her? And I chose that. I chose to listen to her. And I thought it was going to take 5 minutes. Let's be real. 5 minutes. No, it took an hour. Because she was telling me everything. Because apparently she had no one to tell, not even her parents. But because I answered the phone call, and because I said, I'm willing to listen to you, and I'm here for you, she shared everything in an hour. And by the end of the call, I was like, wow, that was a lot. But I'm so glad that she did call, and I'm so glad that I didn't answer. Now, I may not be in Nicaragua anymore, but I am on a mission. I'm on a mission to show agape love to the people I am. And I want to encourage you that you can also be on that mission. You can also show agape love. It takes one person, one day at a time, an hour at a time. You don't have to eat the whole cake. Take a part of it. So here's a question for you. How can you start being in agape love today? Thank you.